Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I'm Adam Wolf from Gamers Platform, and we have another reaction video for you. It's, as I promised, from the Cyberpunk 2077 video. We're going to be looking at Doom Eternal. I know this one's a little bit older than the Cyberpunk video, so it's not as fresh in everybody's memory, or it's just like it was, and then it's just like, but I haven't seen it yet. I purposely did not see it because I wanted to, obviously do what I did with the Cyberpunk video, and all my reaction videos is my first thoughts and my first reactions to what I'm seeing for the very first time. And so, I want to bring you guys along with that, with me on that, and hopefully this turns out to be a good video. But we'll see, and I can't wait to check out more Doom. So let's get into it. Looks gorgeous as always. I mean, Unreal Engine 4 is... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is id Tech 6, I believe. 6? Yeah, 6. I keep confusing the two because they both look fantastic. Oh, nice. New melee weapon. I like it. And the super shotty. Can't be without the double barrel. And there's that. Nice. I mean, the new game engines, Unreal Engine 4 and id Tech 6, are blowing me away with how good they look. For the games, I mean, obviously, none of these look realistic. That's awesome. You can pull yourself to them. They're not, like, super hyper-realistic, but for the games that they're portraying, the detail is undeniably gorgeous. I like the fact that he sliced him in the direction that he actually went for the slice. Oof. So that's not a shotgun, is it? I mean, is it? It is the shotgun, but it's different. Oh, he stabbed him through the brain. That's amazing. That is the shotgun. That's crazy. That's the regular shotgun, but its explosive capability is different. Oh man, there you go. Okay, just feed it to him on a knife. They're like mini rockets, basically, is what that is, instead of what it was in the first game. But I mean, like, the thing is about this is that it's just more Doom. Who doesn't want more Doom? Just more demon killing. Oh, that's sick, dude. That's a hell of a freaking mod to put on a shotgun. And nice. Mobility, I like it. I did hear about the, I think they may have mentioned, well, actually, I think it was in the first game, where you could somewhat double jump, I think? Maybe? I don't remember. It's been a while. Definitely want to get Doom 2016 for my PS4 so I can replay it. Oh. Did he shoot one of those rockets in that thing's mouth? Oh, nope, never mind. You can definitely see that this is obvious. It's obvious that it's early build, but you can see that some of the animations aren't completely 100% fluid, but that's okay. It's still badass nonetheless. It's going to be. I kind of... my thought process on Doom Eternal is, one, like I said, it's more Doom, so who doesn't want more Doom? But at the same time, I also thought about how, like, the multiplayer in the first one was actually really good. And it's a shame that it did not get the exposure that it kind of deserved, to be honest. Because not only did they, come up with the multiplayer, nice, you can climb the walls, that's awesome. So there's definitely more traversal stuff in this one than the previous one. You know, oh, that's so sick. But it's just like, yeah, so the multiplayer in the first game, I actually enjoyed when I played it. It was actually a lot of fun. But it's just upsetting that it didn't get enough exposure. I think that it deserved a lot more, especially since not only did they create an entire multiplayer, but they also gave basically the dev tools for us to create our own stuff, our own maps and stuff like that. Now, the reason I didn't play it as much is because nobody else was. You know, like, people, there weren't enough people playing the game, so it was kind of hard to play the multiplayer. And it's just a shame. You know, it's funny though that there's a revolving shotgun. I'm pretty sure that was also in Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. I'm pretty sure. I recently played that game and it was great, and I'm pretty sure he made him stab himself in the eye. Why are you hitting yourself? So this whole idea of revolving shotguns is a pretty cool concept, and I'm kind of happy to see that some of my favorite games are putting it to some use. So, extra life. You have lives now? He just punch his head off? Holy crap. That was nice. Oh, twofer. I like that. Oh, that's through the jugular. The juggles. Either way, there's double jumping. If there wasn't in the first game, it's in there now. It's in Doom Eternal. Now, here's the thing, though. This isn't Doom 2. Okay? Or whatever. As far as I know, that's not officially what it's recognized as. It's just another Doom game. Maybe a few visual enhancements here and there from the previous game. But, oh, nice. But it's really just, I would have to say it's like another iteration of Doom, kind of like a Doom 1.5 sort of thing. I love kill animations where it's like it involves you throwing the enemy up in the air or whatever and then just taking them out in the air, because it's always a great way to like have physics take place. The lighting is really nice. Those are my favorite kind of kill animations, though, is when the enemy is just basically thrown into the air and you just tear them apart. We're not here to see them talk. We're here to see the gameplay. I didn't realize there'd be talking in this, so I do apologize. I thought it would just be 20 minutes total of gameplay. Blood punch.
Earth is the melting pot of the universe.
It's classic assault rifle, dude. Music is always just badass. I mean, who doesn't want to freaking kill things like demons and zombies to heavy metal? It's one of the things I love about Killing Floor 2. And the first Killing Floor, it's just awesome heavy metal music while you're killing things. Doom, pretty much, Doom 2016 brought that on as well. Just amazing heavy metal music to kill demons and zombies too. This guy is obviously playing on PC, though, with how quickly he's turning. Yeah, can't beat the chainsaw, baby. The grappling hook is gonna change the way that you play Doom, for sure. Like, normally we're just used to jumping and running around, and now you've got a double jump and a dash and a grappling hook. I mean, they're basically turning this into, if you know a good game to compare that to, you know, not a good game, but a game. If you know a game to compare that to, you know, let me know in the comments. I can't really think of, it feels like it's turning into they're turning it into something, you know, similar to some other shooters that we may have seen, like some futuristic shooters that have some sort of anti-gravity, or you know, just have different jumping physics or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but if you know of a game that kind of reminds you of, let me know in the comments, because I'm interested actually to see what you guys have to say about that. It does change the gameplay dramatically though, because now you've got tons more verticality. There's a lot more room to play around, whereas in the first game it was very, oh, that's sick. You know, there's tons more verticality than before. In the first game, it was a lot more linear, and it had some elements of verticality, you know, but it wasn't like of this scale. I don't know. I guess that's why they have them talking, because it was... I just thought it was going to be all gameplay. Doom guy. I can't say that the id 6 engine does human models justice, but they look a little too cartoony for me. That's awesome. But it does amazingly for, you know, guys in suits, demons, and environments. He's like, you what? Like, give me your gun. I love how awesome Doom Guy is without saying anything. He doesn't have to say anything. He can be menacing, brutal, and funny all in one shot without saying a word. It does make me want to play Doom again, though, but I'm gonna get it for my PS4 so I can play a whole fresh new game and, you know, get trophies. Can't say no to the pulse rifle, man. This thing is pretty awesome. Different effects for sure, though. They've definitely upped their ante with the effects, and the sound effects too. Not just the visual ones. It acts differently for sure in this game as opposed to Doom 2016. Like, I don't recall in the first game, I don't recall the pulse rifle making things explode. You just punch doors open, or punch, what was that, a vent? What's a vent? Still, though. Don't recall being able to do that. You know what I should have done? I should have downloaded this and then cut all the talking out and just got the gameplay. But, oh well. You know what? I'll cut this together. I don't want to bore you guys with skipping through all the crap. I don't care what they have to say. I want to see the gameplay. I have a lot of respect for guys at Bethesda, but I'm not here to watch them talk about it. Oh, is that the BFG? No. That's sick. That's that rifle that we saw in the first game. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but I'm pretty sure this is id 6. And if not, it's a variation on it. Oh, it's called the Ballista. Okay. It definitely, you know what? The whole dashing thing, it reminds me of maybe Halo 5. And I never played Halo 5. Well, I played a little bit of it. when I was at Jeremy's house one time, but that reminds me a little bit of Halo 5. Just the dashing portion, because you can dash all over the place, even though dashing isn't as frequent in that game. Sorry, it's been a long day. My apologies. I just worked 2 10-hour shifts. Well, technically I was there for 11 hours, but, you know, I take a lunch, an hour lunch, so it's like 10-hour shifts. Unfortunately, I don't get any overtime because we had Labor Day on Monday, so I'm only trying to make up for the hours that I did not get paid for. So I basically made up 4 out of the 8 hours, and that's better than 0 out of the 8 hours, so I'm good with it. I'm sure the lore junkies for this game are just going to go nuts. But seriously, this game looks so good, man. It really does. I mean, I don't know how you... It just looks better than the original, somehow. And the original looked amazing. But that's what you can do with just a small, slight change in lighting and, you know, art direction. Oh, boy. He is looking grim. Ah. Yeah, okay, it's one of those guys. A little bit more, spiky. Nice, yeah. Yep. I remember that. So, based on that, that was actually awesome. Based on that ending right there, I think it's safe to say that it's hard to just slightly move it. Hold on. Let me just get to this. Based on this ending right here, seeing this sword, we would have to assume that it picks up where Doom 2016 left off. And that's where it left off. You were, if I remember correctly, you were like cast into the pits of hell or something like that, for all eternity or something. I can't remember what it is, but you had that sword with you. So you were tricked into using it and so on and so forth. Again, I'm going to replay it anyway, but, you know, that is a sick looking sword, but that right there tells me that maybe this picks up right where Doom 2016 left off. But overall, dude, this looks even better than the original, which is hard to do these days, man. Oh, these two guys. Again, you know, since it's early build, there's a lot of motion blur in this game. There's per object motion blur. Okay, I'm a fan of per object motion blur, but it looks like it has both camera and per object, which camera, if done right, can look good. But if it's overkill, like we actually saw a couple of examples of that right here. Look at that. Look at how strong that is. That could really kind of make or break whether I'd want it on or not. And I don't know if they'll give us the opportunity to change it in the console versions, but hopefully in the PC versions we'll have the option to turn on or off camera and or motion, per object motion blur. But this is a bit excessive to say the least. Now, you won't see it like this at 60 frames a second. Right now, this is at 30 frames a second. So we clearly see the motion blur. At higher frame rates, motion blur is a little less intrusive, but the lower frame rates, usually camera motion blur does not look that great. But I mean, the environments, they look bloody and barren and amazing. Now, since we're seeing a bunch of buildings, this looks like maybe the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. No, it's probably not. First of all, it's not orange, which after being burned, nothing really is orange or would keep its color. But the structure is a little bit different here, so maybe I'm just completely wrong on that, which I probably am. And clearly don't know what the Golden Gate Bridge looks like. But I mean, I'm trying to think of where this might be. I don't think it's on Earth because, when he was going down, look at that amazing design. I love it. When he was going down the elevator, we saw a giant planet-sized whatever that was. It could have been a planet, could have been a moon. That's at the end, I think, here, right? Okay, that's where they're showing off some of the plays. Yeah, like right there. Clearly, well, this is obviously a different section in the game, but maybe this is the planet you were on just a second ago when they showed it, and then you go back down there or something. But I can't remember if that's Mars. I believe you start on Mars in 2016, in Doom 2016. So either way, I'm super excited by this. There's depth of field effects, which are really nice sometimes, especially when you open the wheel, the weapon wheel. It does make it a lot easier to look. Oh, that went off. Did not want that to go off. It makes it easier to see the icons and everything like that, and the the slowdown and everything. I'm becoming a big fan of that now. Time slowing down, and you being able to choose your weapons on the fly instead of like, obviously with keyboard and mouse, it'd be a lot easier just to push a button. But for the console users, it's becoming more commonplace to have, I was going to say mainstream, but it's more commonplace to have a weapon wheel where it slows down time so that way you can have enough time to switch your weapons. And I actually am liking that a lot more than, like, say, I don't know, push left or right on the D-pad to choose a different weapon. That just seems a bit, cumbersome, because then you're taking your thumb, which you're using to move your character, off of the thumbstick, which is kind of important. So, you get used to it eventually, but I think holding down, like, say, L1 or left bumper to open the weapon wheel is a lot easier, and it's a lot more fluid as opposed to, choosing with the D-pad or something like that. Either way, I'm really excited for Doom Eternal. I forgot to pre-order it. And, I find myself pre-ordering more games nowadays, as I've been against pre-ordering for a while now. But because of the past projects, so Doom 2016 in this case, I'm putting a lot of trust in the companies that have proven themselves to be real developers, not corporate horror shills, who are just in it for the money or whatever. They do whatever the publisher tells them to do. And that's why I'm glad that people may be pissed at Bethesda, but they let their their developers do their work. I mean, id Software, I'm using my hand, I'm doing this. So anyway, I'm really excited. Probably gonna pre-order it. I know that's a big thing for me. I've been pre-ordering a lot of games, but they've been a lot of games that really kind of from companies that really have proven themselves to be worthy of our money. And I can't wait for this game to come out. Let me know what you guys thought of this gameplay in the comments below. Like, again, I'm going to cut all the parts that I didn't realize were talking parts out of the video, so that way we can just get to the good parts. Are you excited for Doom Eternal? Do you think it's kind of like a second Doom, like Doom 2? Or do you think this is kind of like like the way I think, where it's in between the first and second games. They're giving us a little more Doom while they work on the second game, which somehow may or may not look better than this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for joining me, and please join me again in the next one, where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me take a look at my notes, because I'm actually keeping track of the trailer reactions that I want to do. Generation Zero. That one looks very interesting to me. We don't know a lot about it at the moment, in terms of, like, we haven't seen a lot of gameplay, but I'm really excited, and I want to see the trailer for myself. And hopefully you guys will be interested to see it as well. But until next time, guys, I'm Adam Wolf. This is Doom Eternal, and I'll see you guys in the next one.